What up, peeps? What's going on? It's your boy Q, back on the mic again. Another episode of Chopping Up with Q. I'm Q, of course, and we got V over here with these, prison cornrows like she's Queen Latifah's extra in Set It Off.
You guys, I'm putting in crochet birds. Do not pay him any mind. He is taking it upon himself to tell y'all my little business, and I do not know why.
I don't know either. That's what happens with little siblings. We don't hold water.
Your headache.
Yeah, I know. I also got my boy in the building. I don't know, Aaron. Yeah, well, you don't have no stage name or nothing.
I'm a regular guy.
Yeah, he's just Aaron.
Yeah, I'm just Aaron.
Regular guy, Aaron. Just Aaron.
Man, what's up, man? He's been here before. I think the first time we did it, something happened with a recording or something like that. Yeah, but it's all good. Finally got him back. What's good, man? What's been up?
Out here trying to get it, just like everybody else for the most part.
Hey, man, I hear that. How about you, V? What's been up, man?
Nothing. Just work, and some more work, and then some other work, and then some other work on top of that work. So it's just been work.
Did y'all get any?
But you know. The holidays are fast approaching, and the good thing is that I work so much that I have some PTO, and if I play my cards right and play this PTO right, the good sis might be able to leave work on the 23rd of December and not come back till like the 3rd of January or like my birthday on the 7th. So God is good.
Oh yeah, you got it like that, man. Shoot, man, everybody ain't able. I got kids and stuff, so I can't. Every time I gotta take time off, it ain't to do something for me. It's to help somebody else out. You know what I mean?
Sound like your kids need jobs.
I told them that. I told the oldest, she 11. It's about that time to start looking into a career, and she kind of just looked at me strange.
Well, I think we should just, get her started in the coal mines because y'all's president is trying to bring back the coal industry.
Yeah, but so first
she got some little tiny hands, and I feel like we can. She's small. We can just put her down one of them coal mines, and it'll be good.
Yeah, you're right. Here, hey, take this canary. Now, if he start wilding, I'm sorry.
That's it. That's all. That's all. I love you so much. Hey, excuse me, State Farm, can you, that insurance policy? Yeah. Can you just up that just a little? I need to put some more on that.
Man, that's crazy, man. Hey, but kids are cool, but when you realize it, them niggas cost.
You said kids are cool. I gave him a look like,
like, are you sure? Like, are you really sure they're cool, or you believe
they gotta be cool because they're here now?
I know you can't give them back. So hey, once what's done is done.
Oh, I like to think that other people's kids are cool since I don't have none. I can be appreciative of people's cool kids because I can high five and be like, oh my God, you're so cool. And then when they start, acting stupid, you just hand back to their mom and dad and be like, okay, he wasn't as cool as I thought.
She said, here, come get this.
Come get it.
You can have this back.
Everything's cool till the projectile vomiting started. So, here, take this back.
See, I'm not looking forward to that because I got to go with them 2-hour naps at nighttime.
Oh, yeah. That first out. Oh.
Yeah.
Every 4 hours, brother.
Hey, I already told you I'm sitting over there for the first few months of his life.
What you want me to do with the baby at work?
I don't know. Figure it out.
All right. Now when you come to West Texas and I got your baby in a sling in the doorway, rocking it with my foot while I work.
Look, we've seen worse online.
Make the receptionist hold the baby. Girl, it's your turn. Go to the HR lady. Excuse me, what you doing? You got anybody in here? Oh, okay. Here, your turn. Hold baby.
Oh, man. But the only thing I've been getting into, of course, school and stuff and work and stuff. But I did also have to bring the kids out for Halloween trick or treating.
How was that?
I learned something. I just realized there are some generous folks around here that they give treats to the parents as well. So I actually got a couple drinks while I was out trick or treating.
What kind of drinks, sir?
Oh, one was some lady. Hey man, she came back. Drink looked like this. She was like, "Oh, stay right there. I got treats for the parents too." And we're like, "Man, where's this gonna go, man? It's nighttime and you by yourself. I'm not trying to do no strange.
Keep your clothes on, miss. Keep clothes on, miss.
Exactly.
Come back. Don't come back in the robe now.
Yeah, but nah, she came back with 2 drinks. And there was some old fashioned. So, and you think usually if someone's giving it away for free, you got like a dash of alcoholic. Hey, when I say you taste the whiskey,
because she understands it's a very harrowing experience having to take your kids trick or treating and be out in the cold and deal with their meltdowns and hope their costume stays together and hope nobody tries to poison them or kill them or kidnap them.
oh man. Then we went to the next house and another lady was giving out free wine. I don't even drink wine. But I said, sure.
You're like, yes. Yes, I'll have some.
Sure. I was looking at it straight. She was like, okay, I got a Pinot, I got a red. And I was just like,
I don't know about none of that.
He just put some in the cup. Yes, girl. Yes. I had 3 wine. I had 3 different kinds of wine. Would you like wine? What kind of wine would you like? Yes, please.
Exactly. That's I just looked at it. I was like, all right, I heard of red, so I'm going to try that.
I'm like, yes, girl. Whatever kind you put in this cup is what I would like to have. Thank you.
Oh, man.
But cold though, man, because that's why I took out.
Man, look, it was fine. And then after a while, that temperature dropped to like 40. So I'm like, yo, this is really a struggle. So we need to go ahead and finish up this next block so we can head on back. But it was cool, man. The only thing I had to worry about is my so the oldest one acts like she's too cool to trick or treat now. So she was kind of just chilling. But the youngest one was running around like she's crazy, running from house. Which I get it, we did that. So yeah, but other than that, yeah, man, it was cool, man. But
I saw something interesting on an underrated note. So I didn't get to, and I dressed up for Halloween at work, but then nobody else dressed up. So apparently that's not the culture of my new job. They don't dress up, but everyone was like, oh, but then of course I showed up dressed up, and everybody was like, oh, we should have dressed up. We didn't know we could dress up, and I was like, well, who told you couldn't dress up? I'm confused.
Hey, they just assume we can't do that, What you
it's very weird. They're very loose about everything. Showing me pictures of the baboons they killed on their last expedition to Africa and how much they love Trump and dropping F-bombs every other day. But God forbid, you put some face paint on. That's where the line is. I was like, okay, y'all are fucking strange.
Damn, you work with the Don T folks. I'm sorry.
Not all of them, just some of them. But it's cool. I don't really pay them any mind.
We got quite a few of them in our job. And you ever had that moment where you thought somebody was cool and then you hear about their politics and you're like, damn.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's happening to me currently because there's a girl that I went to high school with and we cheered and played sports together. And she works out here. And so because I don't really have a lot of friends in the area, I was like, oh, yeah, because she had moved to Weatherford for a little while and then moved back out here. And so I was like, yeah, we should totally hang out. I'll never have anybody to hang out with. It'll be cool to, link up with some old friends. And then, her Instagram, the next post is about how people are trying to take her guns and infringe on her Second Amendment rights. And I was like, God damn.
That's cold, man.
I was going to go to your house, but now I can't go to your house, sis, because you get to drinking and you subject to shoot. No.
Keep you hostage.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Sister, you're not leaving to die.
Exactly. And yeah, so I had to go ahead and hang that up, which is terrible, but she'll be all right. I think she gonna make it through.
I mean, it is a tough thing to deal with, though. You about to say? You said you had a story about that, huh?
Oh yeah, this lady, she worked at my job. She was cool. Like, we kind of bonded over being Christian, and then right after that, she was like, "Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter." I was like, "Ooh, you the devil! You can't tell me that you're a Christian and then tell me that you're a Trump supporter."
Be like, ma'am, I think those are contradictions.
Exactly. I'm like, nah, man.
That you're a Christian girl. What kind of Christian girl? What sect of Christianity is that?
Man, you didn't know Dante was the most Christian man we know.
The least Christian man anybody's ever known, for sure.
No, it was funny because I think he was actually out here like a couple weeks ago. He was in Dallas. And
he was. My mom didn't go to work that day because she said she didn't want to be down there with all the crazy Trump supporters.
I understand. But I do. Nah, they got this guy at work. But he a cool guy. I got the best stories and everything. But he just he loved wearing that MAGA hat. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just here for the stories, man. Don't worry about it. You know.
Like he worked at work.
Yeah, he wears it to work. Yeah, he has two of them. He has that, and I guess they handed out a new version now. It's keep. It's something like "Keep Make America Great" or something like this. Some weird stuff. But I was just like,
and you talk to him like
it must be the re-election hat.
Yeah. So now it's like one of those old passerby things. Like, you know, pass by, and he'll come up with like a little story, like, oh man, let me tell you about, like, one time he told me a story where apparently at our site, somebody had a drug dealer who worked there who used to actually sell to people on site and stuff. It's like, he talking about like back in the 80s and shit. So, hey man, it's like I befriended one guy I work with, and I remember he was telling stories about how everybody used to mess with everybody, and you know, certain couples who are together now weren't. Those people were married to other people, and they just so happened to create a relationship while they were working here. And so, you know, hey, one thing led to another.
Yeah, friend relationships at work is weird. Like that can go left or right. I've never really bonded with someone that I met from work, and then that led to like a real friendship outside of work.
It is tough.
Niggas is weird.
It is true, because I think I don't know if we talked about that before, where you know, a work relationship and a friendship are like totally different, and sometimes people get those a little twisted.
I think so, because as a general rule, I was telling you, I do not allow people I work with to friend me on social media unless we no longer work together. Yeah, unless at the point we stop working together, then we can be friends. But I generally don't see it as a good idea to friend people that you work with. Now, I will say that there are exceptions, because when I worked in like sales and wireless sales, I feel like because we were there together so much, and it's more of a kind of relaxed environment, you kind of get to talk to each other more. And then you're younger, because most people that work in that type of environment, retail, wireless sales, clothing stores, are not older. It's kind of a younger crowd, and so I think you're kind of with people that are more in your, I guess, age group. So you're kind of like, yeah, I want to drink. You want to drink? Let's go drink. Like, it's that type of thing. So I think there are certain jobs or certain type of careers or kind of work environments that facilitate you being friendly with coworkers outside of work, and there are other ones like more the corporate, where it's very don't say anything too crazy to me or else I'm going to HR situation, where you really don't foster those type of relationships, because you kind of have to keep things up on the up and up. And honestly, you do have some coworkers, because you do spend a lot of time together, that you talk to more than others, but you wouldn't say y'all are friends or best friends or whatever. And I think sometimes people misconstrue that.
I think there's, right now, I can probably count maybe 3 people, maybe 5. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Back to the first day. 3 people that I may have a beer with, and out of all those 3, I may hang out with one. Like, we can go somewhere and hang out and actually, hold a conversation outside of work. So, but I'm friendly to everybody, you know?
Well, I mean, I think, like I said, but I think every environment is different, right? Like I said, like when I work, like I wouldn't, like my job now, like I probably wouldn't go do too much of anything with them. But like when I did wireless sales, because everybody was similar in age, and because I was in a small town, so, everybody kind of already knows each other, so you probably already kind of know these people in passing. It's different. It's only so many places to hang out. So at some point you're going to cross paths with people. So do you act like you ignore them? Or like, do you ignore them like you don't know them? Or you just like, fuck it, we're here?
I kind of agree with you. It depends on, I guess, the occupation that you work in. Because if you work in like a college student environment, you're going to find somebody that's coming in and out that you can vibe with over something.
Yeah.
Usually with me, it's weed. Like, I've matched one with many of people, and we became decent, cool.
Yeah.
But right now, like IT, I don't fuck with none of them niggas. I don't even say,
I don't know. It seems like the smarter they are and the more degrees you have floating around in the people you work with, the weirder they are and the less in common you have with them. Like
good day, Karen.
I mean, that like
how are thy? Like, how are thy, Catherine?
Like, out of the one that I probably, he's an engineer, but he's a brother too. So I'm like, hey, we talk about all kind of stuff because we go to the gym together, so it's like we talk about a lot of stuff there outside of work, so it's like okay, it's not weird. But you're right. There's certain people when they just awkward. And you're like, God, come on, man. Yeah. Like,
and it's only gonna get worse or whatever when you get them outside of work.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. There are. I'm gonna see if y'all agree to this. There are certain people you don't want to talk to them, but you will love to see how they are when they get a few in them, like a few drinks in them.
Or you just want to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, you just want to kind of just sit back in that back table and just look.
Yeah,
I'm like that with my boss because he's just very, very uptight and not like he's just very everything has to be just so very OCD, very. It just like he's not it's not like he's just a terrible person to work for or anything like that. But he's just very OCD uptight. And so like 2 weekends ago, he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be out of the office over the weekend." And I was like, "Where are you going?" "You must be going to Houston. That's where our corporate is." And he was like, "No, I'm going to." He's like, "No, I'm going to New Orleans for a bachelor party." And in my mind, and I'm like, "Oh, that's nice." In my mind, I'm not thinking, "Oh, that's nice." I was like, "He has friends." He's going to a back. Like, in my mind, I was confused because all he does is like work and then he'll go home and sleep for a few hours and then be at the office in his like Jesus Air Jesus 5 Monarch sandals.
Oh no.
Like he comes to work dressed in the same thing every day. Like he's one of those people. And so he's cool and you talk to him and he has all these interesting stories because he's only like 35 or 36, so he's not even old. But it's hard to imagine him going to a bachelor party and having a drink and having a good time. And in my mind, I'm like, I wonder if there's going to be strippers. Is he going to be trying to tell the stripper to put her clothes on? Like, yeah, like, is he going to be the person telling the stripper to put her clothes on and talking to her about, like, STD rates in the corner?
He'd probably be that one, like, ma'am, you don't have to do this. I can take care of all of this.
There's no telling. It's just, I absolutely get what you're saying to get to the end of that. But yeah, like it's just there are just some people where it's hard to see them doing anything but coming to work in khakis and a shirt and working.
What? That's valid. Oh man, that's funny. So
appreciate this cognac and ginger ale lemonade.
Hey man,
this combination.
Hey man, we do what we do. I'm like an unofficial bartender, I think, for myself.
Listen, that ginger ale lemonade is the best thing they've ever made in their life. I don't know. I was having a conversation with somebody. It was me and 3 other people. Or was it no? Yeah, and we were sitting around talking. We were waiting for our booth for brunch, and I just laughed, and I was like, honestly, being over 30 is sitting around talking about how much you love ginger ale. Like, we were really having a full-blown conversation about how delicious ginger ale is and how hated on it is and how it really is a cure. You could really just drink ginger ale and go lie down and feel like 100 times better. It's like black people health insurance. Like, yeah.
We really gonna go with, ginger ale is medicine. Your stomach hurts, just get some ginger ale.
Just get some ginger ale.
Mama, my leg can't get off. Oh, baby, just go get some ginger ale, lay down. You'll be all right.
Put some tussin on it. It's fine.
Ginger ale.
Right on. Pour some ginger ale on your wounds. They'll heal up.
Hey, man. They used to get all kind of crazy stuff. No, mama, that ain't gonna work. I need something different.
My mom used to give me castor oil. I hated that.
That so gross.
Everything. My God, what was it gonna do? Did it do anything?
It makes your stomach hurt to the point that you forgot you were sick. That's what it. It did the whole major pain thing. Break your finger, you ain't worried about the leg no more.
Exactly.
I guess that's it. Make your stomach hurt to the point that you can't do anything else but think about that.
Oh man, yeah, I remember growing up, I used to hate cough medicine, shots. To this day, I hate getting shots. I had to go to physical the other day, and the lady had to poke me in the. I'm closing my eyes and shit just to make sure. I can't do it.
Fuck, you ain't giving me
hell nah. If it's up to me, man.
You too old at your big age up there acting a fool with that lady.
Nah, man, fuck that. No, you ain't sticking that deal with me. That nigga got to go. He got to go.
I'm just saying. Look, everybody got their little things. Me, some people don't like popping said biscuit containers. Some people be all weird about that.
That's what we gonna be
Sir.
Hey.
Sir.
Oh man. So I guess we go ahead and roll this. I actually got some quick updates for some news. So for all the World Series, all my Houstonians, unfortunately, the Astros weren't able to close it out. But the funny thing about that was, I guess the Instagram chick who flashed, I'm trying to remember his name, actually one of the Astros pitchers. And I think she ended up getting like a lifetime ban.
She does have a lifetime ban.
Did you hear about it?
No, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, she had took another video of herself topless in like game 6 or 7. And she tried to tag the pitcher, and then apparently she found out he had blocked her. I don't know why. I just found that funny. But I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't abandon her for life. I mean, titties are great, but I get it. It's live TV. I guess we.
What happened? She sent some titties?
Yeah. So okay, all right. So here's what happened. It was game 5. And one of the Astros pitchers came up to pitch. And as he's about to get ready to pitch, they flash him in the stands. That's it? Yeah, that's it. But it got caught on TV, though. So,
were they some nice titties?
I mean, they look like they've been done up. But,
then they don't deserve a lifetime ban. Then
that's
they
what
don't.
I'm saying. I was like, I understand she put out like some deflated balloons on the, more definitive than anything. But
just saying, everybody like titties though.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody, men, women, children.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
hey, that brings life.
It's valid. We here at Chopping Up a Few Podcast love titties unanimously.
Hey,
if anybody wants to send me their titties, I would be happy to look at them, and we don't have to tell Q about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can send them to me. You just got to ask permission first.
Well, I'm gonna send them to your wife, and then we'll talk about them, and we just won't include you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'll put that out to ladies. If you would like to send me any lewd photos, just hit up Alicia Simp on Instagram or anything like that, and ask her if it's okay. If she co-signs, hey.
Send them to me. Don't send him anything. Don't send him anything. Just send them to me. And then I'll, because I enjoy, BJ, #BJ cares. And that's the thing on Twitter. So, I enjoy you telling me your stories of downtroddeness or your stories of trials. So by all means, share your nudes and your titties with me, and then I can tell you how awesome and great they are.
It's a win-win.
Hey, that's how I look at it. It's just dick pics that don't go over well.
Yeah.
And they ain't all treated equally. I'm just saying.
Well, that's because some of your dicks are ugly. Just like all titties are not treated equally. Because I don't want to see nobody deflated, saggy, weird orangutan titties.
That's true. But the sad fact is somebody is hitting that tonight.
Well, I mean,
that titty's gonna get licked on.
Somebody is doing it.
Right, but the thing about it is that like men can be ass men or like titty men or like thigh men. So your thing may not be the thing. You see what I'm saying? Like if you're an ass man, if she got orangutan titties, you just kind of be like, I guess, because it wasn't ever really your thing.
Mm-hmm.
She got a fat ass. That's what you're interested in. So it don't matter if she got one titty bigger than the other. You weren't really concerned about that to begin with.
Here's the sad fact for a lot of men. We take whatever. It all depends on where we are.
It ain't even got to take that much.
It really don't. That's what I'm saying. Look, me and my homeboy at work, we talked about this. Like, plenty of us as guys have those stories where we're not too proud of what we did. But yeah, damn it, I did it. Like, yeah. Kind of like the dirty girl who got like a cluttered apartment. You like, man, let me just hop over this clutter. I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna talk about you.
Like, I'm gonna get this nut off, but you're a nasty motherfucker.
But you're out of line for bringing me in this cluttered apartment.
Dirty bitch, you.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
dirty bitch. I wasn't gonna wear a condom. I'm gonna wear one now. You dirty bitch.
You're right. We'll talk about this afterwards.
Yeah. You disgust me. Now roll over.
Call you tomorrow.
Call you later. Let me know I let you know I got home. Okay. Yeah. Once again, proving my theory that niggas will fuck a warm McChicken if you let them.
You're right.
Yeah, you will get no disagreement here.
I'm just saying.
Y'all know this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
We just need a hole of some hair and it to be moist and.
All right.
Hey.
Pretty much, we will assimilate the rest.
You're right. Hey. Look, catch a dude on a downtime. Hey, taking on all challenges.
You know, because downtrodden asses.
Even the chick who jumped into the Lions Den talking about she did on some spiritual stuff. Somebody is taking that down tonight. You remember that?
Yeah.
Well, people like lions and weird bitches.
Hey, I listen.
Weird bitches is a vibe now. Weird bitches, and it's all about vibes and crystals now.
Man, that's because of this. This is a sad fact. I've come to agree that the crazier the woman, the fire it is. And I would like to call that and deem that God's punchline.
I don't even know that these. You know what? I don't know. I can't speak to it because so that might be true. I don't know.
I'm just saying on the antithesis of
But
that.
what I do know.
For the ladies, the dude who's struggling the most is Lan Wood.
Got so many things he can put his craft into.
Hey, man,
he can control that.
Broke men do have the best penis. I mean, but they have to. Like, if you have to be a homosexual, if you have to fuck for food and shelter, you have to be good at it. Or else you're gonna be homeless and hungry.
I think it's mad disrespectful if you ain't got no money and you lacking. Like that, now you gonna struggle.
Now you've been inconsiderate. That's
exactly.
what you're doing.
Thank you.
Being lazy, sir.
So, hey, man, God, I mean, you think about it. Like, he can't provide anything else but that. He got to. So, yeah, like you said, God's punchlines. Hey, it's funny.
Stroke game to get you a long way. There's a lot of evidence out there in the world.
Hey, it gets you a second chance.
It'll get you, yes. A few things.
A second chance.
Catalan got like a whole new lineage of just children that's worth like $1
Yep.
So
damn,
he was the backup dancer.
That boy, that hustled his way to the top. I feel that.
What are we talking about?
But don't even.
K-Fed.
Oh, well.
Look.
Like Cat Williams said, he federalized it. Federalized.
Look, if you gotta learn to finesse the game, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? You don't realize he's the only dude to come up off of having kids like that. That's what I'm just thinking about that.
He was the greatest come up. Like, he should get a little bit more credit, but you know,
I don't know. V, can you name any other dude who came up off of having children? See, thank you.
Because it never really works in our favor, ever.
The only dude that ever come up off of marriage was the one that was married to Mary J, though.
That's what I was going to say. The only person I know is Kendu Isaacs, and the only reason I say that is because she was paying his child support. They weren't even her kids.
I mean, that's only respectable, though.
You know
what y'all supposed to do?
No.
I thought it was all, one for all. We in this together.
I mean, well, that's fine. We can all be in this together, but this ain't High School Musical. My name ain't Gabriella. I ain't dating no nigga named Troy. I don't know nothing about that. We not finna do no cute little dance dressed in red in the gymnasium. We not finna bop, bop, bop to the top. We not finna do none of that. All I'm telling you is that if you owe child support, you need to take care of your child support. If the kids live with us, I'm not finna mistreat your kids or treat them any differently than I would treat the kids we got together. However, that's like me asking you to pay like my student loan debt. Like, some shit you just got to take care of on your own. You made that bill on your own. Now, if it's good.
You speaking
now, I can understand helping somebody to a certain extent because I don't want nobody to go to prison. I don't make prison business. So if I nigga got to go to jail for back child support, I guess we got to figure something out. But all I'm saying is that if you are financially responsible for a child, you being financially responsible for your child does not make me financially responsible for your child. Yeah. It is nice if I choose to help, but that's not my responsibility.
I ain't gonna lie, I just thought about this. I'll be a terrible stepfather because I'll just probably go up to a little homie and say, "Hey man, look, check this. You know why I'm here. I'm just here to take your moms down from time to time. You ain't even gotta be worried about me or nothing. I'm gonna make sure you straight though."
I don't want to be a daddy or nothing. I just want you to know.
Yo, just call me Uncle Q. I don't know how many uncles that came through, but just count me as
another. That's Uncle. So this is kind of on topic, but not on topic. So there was this thing floating around on Facebook where a girl was saying, was she wrong? Now, sis says that she has a boyfriend and they have 2 kids together, but he has a kid from a prior relationship. She says that she paid for herself, the boyfriend, and their 2 kids together to go on vacation. And that he was upset because she refused to pay for her, I guess, stepchild, or I guess his child from his previous relationship, to go on a vacation too. And so they were like, is she wrong for not wanting to pay for that child?
The asshole in me is saying no. Because I'm like, hey, well, hold on. You said they're married or they just kicking it?
That's her boyfriend. She said boyfriend.
Nah, she's within every right.
Aaron?
I'm sorry. What had happened?
See, look. Yeah, you know we don't pay attention, man. Come on.
He over there zoning, drinking that ginger ale.
No, I had stepped away. I had to take a phone call right when you were explaining that story, and I came back on the tail end of who's responsible for a stepchild or something.
Yes, so I'm saying just kind of randomly, is off topic, but randomly. So there was a post, and a young lady said that she paid for herself, her boyfriend, and the 2 kids they have together to go on vacation. The boyfriend has a child from a previous relationship, and she said that she was not paying for that child to go on the vacation. And she asked, was she wrong for that?
A little bit. I think
so?
She's wrong, yeah. Because now it's like you bring the division between, yes, buddy.
That's what happens when you got kids.
Yes.
But yeah, he ain't even want nothing.
You just want nothing.
Like, I just want to make sure you paying attention.
But yeah, I think she's wrong for that, because you got to be inclusive. You got to include everybody. They're all siblings, right? And then what are you going to say when the 2 siblings that's on the trail, while the other siblings not there? Oh, I didn't want to pay because of such and such. No, you got to be all for one and one for all. It's got to be like that, because if you come into a situation, you got to be like, okay, it's him plus any children that he has outside of.
See, I think that's probably why I couldn't, because I'm looking at it like this. They're not even like they're just dating though. So that's the thing. So it's like, how far does that go?
But I don't want to put this at women's feet, but I'm pretty sure she's dating because she's interested in this guy to be married. Is going somewhere, right? That's the question that all women say. Where is this going? I'm guessing she's dating him for this to go somewhere.
Maybe she ain't get to
she paying for vacations and they got 2 kids. I would think so.
Exactly. So she got.
Nah, man, those is hiccups. That's some test trial.
So I think she's wrong on that one. She got to include everybody.
I think I fall somewhere in the middle. Okay. I'm a firm believer that if you have a blended family, then you just have to blend. If you date somebody with kids, the expectation is if you are serious with that person and you're going to have a life together, you don't get to treat their kids any differently. Mm-hmm. Those are your kids now. That just kind of is what it is. They don't got to call you daddy or mama or whatever, but essentially you're responsible for those kids, and so you shouldn't treat them any differently than you would treat kids of your own. And I've always been a firm believer in that. I have step parents. They have never treated me any differently than my stepbrothers or stepsisters, and I can appreciate that because you want to come into a situation and feel loved by the people that are taking care of you, period. So I don't think it's fair to that kid. Now, I will say this. She's paid for the boyfriend to go and herself and the 2 kids.
So what does he pay for his kid to go?
Him and the mama need to get together and make sure the kid can go. Not feel her on that. Like, it is what it is. And I can see being like, okay, I'm paying this trip. I'm paying for 4 fucking people. The 2 of you can't put y'all hands together and come up enough for little Junior to go?
Well, that need to be a conversation that's had before, I guess, first payment is made. You need to make a plan on including everybody. Don't just pay for your phone and then be like, oh, well, if y'all can come up with something and get a ticket, then y'all can come. If not,
See, and I guess that's why I will be a horrible
And I agree with that. That's why I think I fall somewhere in the middle. Because I felt like if they'd had the conversation up front, maybe they could have helped chip in to make sure that child was going. But I also feel like if that's your child, why wouldn't you stick up and be like, okay, well, yeah, I'll make sure that his portion of the trip. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like if somebody covered you, why can you not cover your child so that your child comes and is included?
Listen,
why was the conversation not had that your child was included from jump? Was if this wasn't a surprise, you already knew what was up and you just expected her to pay for your kid, or?
I mean, that's why I would ask. Like,
I'm just saying, it seemed like there was a lot of expectations and a lot of people just assuming shit instead of them having a conversation about the way their family is set up and making the proper adjustments.
and I guess because I'm also looking at it like this, is just me speaking from how I look at it. If I were in the same scenario and situation, if I knew that she did pay for everyone else, and I found out that Junior can come with us now, and I'm like, oh, okay, hey, he can come with us too. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of his expenses at this moment, and then we'll figure it out when we get out there or whatever. But I don't know. I guess I'm weird because I always been weary about step parents and things like that. I'm a strange person, man. But I mean, because I have step parents and like I kind of just they're there. It's funny. Everybody be like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, that's my dad's wife. Oh, no, my father's wife. That's who that is.
I mean, but everybody and every relationship is different. But I think it also depends on when those people come into your life, right? Like if you roll up and try to be somebody's step parent at 16 or 17, that kid has maybe a couple more years in the house. It's very hard for you to try to step in and then trying to parent someone and they are damn near an adult. Unless they've just had no parental guidance up to this point, that's going to be a hard sell. Like, they're going to be cool and cordial, but what really can you expect from them? It's a lot easier when we're talking in terms of you blending a family full of fucking toddlers.
Yeah,
because they don't know any goddamn better. They
grow up doing that. They like, unless they find out otherwise, it's like, you lied to me all these years, whatever. But, but, I mean,
trash and take that.
Yeah, I guess I'll be on the fence there because it's like, if that is how the family dynamic works and y'all are really serious, because I mean, first of all, people had 2 kids and they trying to figure out who each other is. Yeah. So we've seen that before. Hell, niggas get pregnant first day.
But it's 2 kids though. I don't know. You double dipped on that.
Hey man, 2 kids only take 2 years.
That's 80 weeks. Yeah. You didn't have to decide on if this is the right one.
Hey,
you want to keep.
I know somebody that has 2 kids with the same person, and the kids are like 8 and 4. They had sex one time while they were actually dating, broke up, and then ended up getting drunk one night and having sex again, and she got pregnant. Like, they were not together, were not dating, were not seeing each other, got drunk and hooked up one night out of, I guess, sheer desperation on like a New Year's Eve and ended up with another baby.
Hey, what happened was all the other ones fell through for both, and it was like, fuck it, I know I can go back here.
That's the irony right there.
I know.
That's terrible. Like, I think you got to play the lottery at that point.
Pretty much. That's like
might as well.
That's like when people talk about, yeah, I got pregnant the first time we had sex. I was like, you realize the timing it requires.
How hard it is to do that?
To get pregnant first time?
Isn't that like a couple of days in a month?
It's like,
it's only a few. You only ovulate for a few days. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, people, it's always amazing to me. People that have like 12, 14, 16 kids, just because of the window being so small for you to have a baby, you have to be fucking like a rabbit, or you would have the wildest luck ever. Like, it's insane.
Like, I used to tell people that. I was like, it is not easy to get a woman pregnant. Like, it seemed like it. It's not.
It's not. And that's why people are like, and then people tell me, oh, I had a pregnancy scare and I had this. And I'm just looking like, I have never had a pregnancy scare in my fucking life. Not a single goddamn time. Not one.
Hey, you are lucky.
Yeah, they not fun. They just immediate stress.
Oh, yeah. Because
instant.
Because, all this stuff we should have been thinking about. We like, oh, shit. Damn, what are we going to do? Hold on.
He said I'm lucky. I'm not lucky. That's proper pussy management. I'm not lucky.
I mean, that's fair. Hey, that's very valid.
Lucky. Sir, please, I'm not lucky at all. I do what it takes to make sure somebody can't get me pregnant by accident. I know what I'm doing over here.
That's good. Cause niggas show hit the pull-out game on you. I'm good. I'm finna.
That works.
Pull-out game week.
Hey, you're right, man. I appreciate you following, the legend. Hold up. Patrice O'Neal's philosophy, man. Birth control's all on the lady. I feel that.
I'm not saying it's all on the woman. I'm just saying that it's a lot of deadbeats running around here, and folks change. And here's the thing. I will say this about people to the end of time, and me and you have had this conversation. People, more often than not, will disappoint you at some point. So why would you leave that up to chance that the time that a person disappoints you is when you're like, hey, I think I'm pregnant. And then they block you and never speak to you again.
Can you think about?
And people are like, oh, well, you should be more careful about who you have sex with. Listen, folks act one way and then switch it up and become a totally different person every day. That's not new. People do shit, say shit, and then act and do some completely other shit at the blink of an eye. We've all seen it. We all know people like that. So, and then again, how well do you ever really know anybody?
You know,
to leave that up to chance to just be like, well, hope it don't work. Like, no.
That's like I always used to find it weird because I had homeboys who would do this too. Niggas who would smash day one with no rubber, and I'm like, yo, what you doing? like
you like to live dangerously, huh?
Yeah, hey man, you
live a life on the edge.
Huh? Mm-hmm. Like I had a homeboy, he was like, yeah man, I don't wear. I was like, nigga, you know,
I don't wear condoms.
Yeah. Or he was using, oh man, you know I'm allergic to those.
All right, okay, Future. All right.
Never mind. I mean, we'll get on that nigga. Like, Vanessa of the year. How this dude keep getting? You got all the evidence that he ain't the one, but everybody keep giving him a shot. But hey,
well, I think it's about a check.
That's what I think.
Probably. Yep. Hey man,
I mean, because how does anybody sign up to be baby mama, whatever? Especially with a high profile person like that. Like, you know who he is, you know the rumors, so you either are naive enough to think, oh well, I can be baby mama number 7 or 8 or whatever the fuck, and it's gonna be fine, or you're looking for a paycheck. Like,
hey, I don't know, man. Talk to that last chick who she had to change. She changed her Instagram name to like just take the test. I guess he wasn't taking the paternity test. And she had like a shirt on top, you know, like 1-800-DEADBEAT. And I'm like, can you call the man a deadbeat? You knew what you were getting into.
Well, I think people like to see red flags and then watch the flags fly in the breeze, walk by the flags, see signs that say, look at the red flags with arrows pointing to the flags. And then when they get inside the building and you know, the beach is on fire or it's about to fall down on their face, they're like, oh, I didn't see the red flags. Like, there are a lot of people that just ignore the obvious signs.
Hey, man.
I didn't tell me the building's on fire. Y'all niggas ain't shit.
Yeah, that optimism, like, oh, it won't be me. Okay.
All right, well, it won't be you then, girl. Good luck, everybody. That's all I can tell you.
By all means, man, have at it. Oh, man. All right. Before we continue on, here we go.
Let's get it.
Y'all like that transition? Yeah, it was none. But
transition into nothingness, a deep sigh. We all just start taking sips of our drinks. All right,
man. First of all, I used to listen to Tank. I don't even know why I got this comparison, but I remember there was one chick who used to call me Tank back in high school, and I was like, I look nothing like this guy, but all right, cool. But at the time, was that?
If you get me in them draws.
Hey man, I mean it worked. Shit, I mean I got that Mo Chestnut. I was like, shit, whatever you want to call me.
Whatever you want to do, man.
So hey,
whatever helps you sleep at night, sis. I'm good.
Apparently, a statement that he said on Angela Yee's podcast. You remember the name of the podcast?
Lip Service. Shout out to Angela Yee. That bitch still got me blocked on Twitter.
Damn, you got blocked by her? What you do to her? You trolled her?
Told her she got the personality of paint drying on a wall, and that her show, the co-host on her show, do a better job than her, and I meant that for my spirit.
I mean, let's just keep it real. Like, Angela's really there because she's still a very attractive lady. I mean, she has talent.
I don't know. What is she talented at? Please tell me. What talent does Angela have?
I mean, she's good at driving the conversation.
Okay, anyway, moving on.
I'm trying, man. You know.
Okay, well, the show is called Lip Service, and she be on there, and everybody else be carrying the show but her, but it's her show. Anyway, continue.
Anywho, Tank was a guest, and you know, for all my youngsters who don't remember what R&B is, you know, one man. Actually, I guess his main hit was.
He just had an album like 2 years ago. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the good. I'm talking about the good songs. The good songs that we remember, the classics.
Didn't he just have one? Was it Win-Win or whatever? That song was like booming.
Okay, I give you that one.
Like, what you talking about?
Okay, I give you that one. I haven't listened to the new one because I think his new album just dropped like last week or something like that. But apparently, I'm trying to remember exactly how the whole conversation went, but it went along the lines of someone was talking about an old relationship that they had, and they were talking about, yeah, the guy was a liar or something like that. And, you know, Tank kind of alluded, was like, well, he only lied to you twice, so he's not technically a liar. He just lied twice, which I don't understand that logic at all. But fine, we'll roll with it. And then Angela Yee, with her instigating self, was like, "Oh, well, what about a man, smoking on the pipe, or humming on the, humming on the flute or whatever, i.e., giving head." And of course, he was like,
Yeah.
kind of reluctant to answer starting off. And then he answers like, well, maybe once or twice. I can't say he is or isn't gay or whatnot. And of course, Twitter, all the social medias blew up. So I'm gonna just ask y'all, if I miss any points, go ahead and add to it. But Aaron,
the real question is, does doing 2 acts of a sexual act make you, in this case, gay? That's the thesis of this here.
Yeah, technically. All right. I would say this. I can't point to it, and of course now this is very, anecdotal because this is just coming from me. I can't name a time where I had to do something more than once to realize if I liked it or not outside of food. Sometimes you may go to a restaurant, try something, and then, oh man, that wasn't good. But they say the similar restaurant on the other side of town does something similar, will be better. All right, cool. I'll give that dish another shot over there. I would say this. If you were to do it to the same sex, I would say you may not be full-blown gay, but there is some bi-curiosity or bisexuality going on.
At minimum bi.
At least. Because you have to find it intriguing, in my opinion, to even want to do it. I don't know if I'm far based off of it. I don't want to. V, what you got?
Okay. So I'm going to
my bad, fellas.
Drop this into a larger argument, and I'm going to let that be that on it.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that because a man sucked a dick or whatever, and there has to be a label put on him that all of a sudden that makes him bi or whatever, or gay or whatever? When women are allowed to kiss on other women, or if they want to dabble in dating studs for 2 years and then they go back to dating men and get married and have 2 kids, all they get is wiped slate clean. Nobody's running around calling her bisexual because she ate some cat 2 years ago.
Oh, I would.
Oh, you absolutely get caught by curious.
Now, overall, maybe not.
But that's what I'm saying. So they do that, and then they never do. So they do that in 2000. And then we fast forward to 2020, and they've never done that again. That was the one blip that it happened. They've never even glanced in a bitch's direction since then. And they bring it up after the fact. They married, got 3 kids, and they're just like, yeah, one time I got drunk at a party and I ate some cat.
Yeah, high five.
Hey, see the kids.
Yeah, girl, you're a bisexual. Is she, or is she just somebody that had a sexual experience, decided it wasn't for her, and moved on with her fucking life? That's the problem. And here's the thing, people like to separate sexual acts from a box or a label when it's convenient to them. Because if I suck your dick every night and cook you dinner, you be like, that's cool, but you not my bitch. And we understand that.
Yeah.
But we don't understand, I sucked a dick, or I ate some cat, and I'm not bisexual. So we get that. So we get this over here. I done sucked all this dick, but we not together. That don't mean shit over here.
Okay. I will ask this then.
I done sucked dick this time, and now all of a sudden we got all the labels. Every label in the world just applies now. Throw them all out there.
Well, only thing
people have double standards, and they apply labels when they want to what they want. So for men, because y'all sexuality has to be in a box and defined in a very specific way, if a man does something or a sexual act that is deemed as somehow not masculine, then all of a sudden there has to be a label of you're bi or you're not straight. When women can really be up and down the spectrum and nobody blinks a fucking eye about it.
Okay. I can eat
all the cat I want. If I want to eat cat starting now into fucking 2020 and then decide on my birthday on January 7th, 2020, I don't want to eat cat no more. You're not going to be like, yeah, my friend Vermeek the bisexual. It's going to be like, yeah, Vermeek had that 1 month that she just ate cat. I don't know where that shit came from. Now she back to fucking, she back to dick. I don't know.
If you eat cat for a month and you like it, you buy it. And you never ate it again, you may have had a stint, but you buy it. You still like it at some point in your mentalness.
Because I look at it like this. And of course, I know some people will disagree. And that's fine. This is just a conversation.
So maybe
But
not a month. Let me backtrack because maybe a month is too long. Because I feel like if you do something that much,
I would
obviously.
say, look, honestly, this is what I would say. Because nobody's, I would say nobody. In my opinion,
look at it like a roller coaster. You ride a roller coaster and you get off that bitch and you're just like, that was the scariest thing that ever happened in my life. Let's do it again.
That's a little different though. The context is way different because for me to be,
I tried something one time. I wasn't sure how I felt about it. It could have been the person. It could have been the vibe. It could have been anything. And so then I'm like, well, different person, different vibe. Try it again. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. It was not the person or the vibe. That shit just is not for me.
I mean, I'll just say this. Vibe or not.
I didn't try vibe. I didn't try the vibe. I didn't try the person. It's not for me.
But there's an attraction.
There's an attraction there though.
Yeah,
like, cause the thing is like we don't just have.
I think women are attractive.
Like, we don't just wake up and say, "Hey,
I don't want to eat cat." So does that make me bisexual because I think women are attractive?
I mean, well, are you looking at?
Because I recognize that a person is attractive. Does that make? I can see.
I would say there's a difference between saying someone is attractive versus saying they're attractive and I would like to get with them.
I would probably have sex with Rihanna if she let me. Am I bisexual now?
I would say that's a bisexual thought because I think it's fluid sexuality.
And I think everybody wants to fuck Rihanna if we're being quite honest here.
But there's no
man that I can say, yeah,
I'm blowing them cheeks.
I'm pumping in the sweat. There's no man I can name that to.
And that's fine. And which circles right back to my original point. Sexuality for men is defined in very, very rigid terms, and sexuality for women is much more fluid. So I am allowed a lot more leeway in what constitutes bisexuality or bi-curiosity or whatever for me. There is a spectrum there that is not afforded to men. And if you would like to sit here and tell me that there is, and that people will not call you gay for stuff that actually has nothing to do with their sexuality, then we can just go ahead and have this conversation. We can lay it all out there because you know I'm right.
Well, it all depends because you
can go ahead and tell me I'm wrong. We can go ahead but we're going to go ahead and upload this and we're going to play it and we're going to see who's right or wrong here because you know I'm right. So, we can go for it. But I'm just telling you.
Where we going with it?
As far as it is for women, it just is. So we can sit here and go around with this all day, but I agree with him. I don't know that you sucking two dicks all of a sudden makes you the bisexual poster person. It might make you bi-curious, but what is the purpose in putting a label on somebody or feeling a certain way because they did something of a sexual act and now they're like, you know what? Wasn't for me.
My thing is, do sexual acts just pop up out the blue though? Like honestly, even for most,
it's a lot of people that fuck people they don't like, they don't care about,
but they
people
are
whose last names they don't know.
But a lot of them are attractive in some way or some form. Like you may meet someone, didn't
we just have a conversation where y'all agreed to me that niggas will fuck a hot McChicken?
You're right, and so there's an attraction there because
just have the pussy, so you like pussy, and there was a pussy there you fucking. That's not an attraction. That just means you like pussy. So what you're saying is that because a person was like, okay, I have an interest in trying out this dick, so I have to always be interested in trying out dicks.
I would say this to say that
it has to always be interest.
That I'm just saying because to say that pops in your head, that's not I ain't gonna say that, but that is.
Don't say that because you were about to tread into some very dangerous words.
That's what I'm not gonna say.
A very ugly statement, so don't do that.
But I'm gonna say that's not some like to say that you will try that just out the blue. That requires some level of attractiveness to that to say I want to give that a shot.
Fair enough, but do you feel like it then garners a necessity to then label a person and say that label has to stick forever and ever because they have done this thing or had this attraction? Because attraction fades. Because I've liked some motherfuckers 10 years ago that now I wouldn't touch. So whatever I found attractive about them, I no longer find attractive in a person, or I no longer find sexually attractive. So does that mean that because I sexually was interested in that at some point that I always have to be, and now we have to label it? And I get as humans, our brain is hardwired for us to label things and put things into categories and context because it simply makes it easier for us to process. But is that really fair to people to not allow them that growth and spectrum and be like, hey, you did the shit, you were interested, it's not for you, oh the fuck well. Let's all move on.
I will
does
ask,
it necessarily
even if
mean you have to be in a box?
I would say, is it really a box though? Because if it is and it fits,
in terms of men and masculinity, it absolutely is a box.
I'm just saying, but if it fits, what's the problem?
The problem is I did not ask you to give me a label that I did not assign to myself. Why is it necessary for you to do so?
But
and that's always my peeve and my issue with people, period. If I did not tell you this is what I am, and I'm saying, hey, that's not what I am, you're just going to have to deal with what the fuck it is. You're either going to have to beat my ass or I am what the fuck I said I was.
Well,
you don't get to dictate.
But I would say that's fair.
Cool. Identify as, and when you do that for people, when they turn around and do it to you, it doesn't feel so good. So we as people have this issue with just allowing people to be what it is that they are and define their own labels. Now, I'm not saying if I come to you at work and say, today I want to be a fucking reindeer, that you have to go along with my bullshit, but there's a vast difference between, hey, I want to be a reindeer in accounting today, and hey, I don't identify as bisexual. I identify as a straight person who had a sexual encounter 10 years ago, and I would like to not be identified that way.
And I will say this. Sure, you can say that. But if you tell that story to someone who you're trying to get with, and that's the conclusion they draw, and due to that fact they don't want nothing to do with you,
and that's
how the game goes.
And that's a preference, and that is absolutely fine. But if I'm like, and they're like, oh, that makes you bi. Okay, and it makes you kind of fucked up asshole and a bigot. But cool, we all good.
Hey, and then what I've been called worse.
And it is what it is, and that's what and I would be the first to say that it is what it is. You can call people what you want to call them all day, but it blows me that people cannot use common human decency and just allow people to be what they are. It's fucked up. Now we live in a world where maybe people are like tough tits, be what it doesn't matter what you think. I'm gonna call you what I want to call you, but when they're on the receiving end of that shit, it doesn't feel so great. So I try to get issues with that. Of the doubt.
But I'm speaking for myself on that, so I never had issues with that.
So just because it's not an issue that you deal with doesn't mean it's not an issue for a vast majority of people or a subsection of people that would like to be called what they identify as.
So,
and that is the problem. And that is a problem with people. There is to be respectful of people and their space and their pronouns and what they identify as costs you absolutely fucking nothing. It's free. It's free like minding your fucking businesses. It's free like shutting the fuck up is. And people, for some reason, have an issue with it. So when they tax that ass and beat your ass to fuck, plug nickels out of your ass, it is what it is. Leave people the fuck alone. How about that?
Good. Okay.
So I guess the question is, I understand your point. So back to that whole thing was he said he did it 2 times and didn't like it. So at what point is the number of times is pretty much an indication that you are into that particular sex or that particular sex act. So,
which is why I said very specifically, my, example was I did this 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I've never looked back. That wasn't for me. Not I did this 2 times, dabbled, did some other stuff for 3 months, decided I wanted to come back, suck another dick, circled around 6 months later, sucked some other dick, swore it off for 2 years, came back, sucked some more dick.
Well, then again, I also have to question this. Let's say you did do that. You enjoyed it, but you didn't do it again because you got in a relationship with someone of the opposite sex. Does that now say that you're no longer bi-curious? Even though you still find that's opposite the same sex?
No, but I think that's an issue of identification because I can say, because as a bisexual person, I can be with somebody of the sex, I could be like, okay, well, last year I was dating a girl or I was having sex with girls. This year, I met somebody I wanted to get married to. I'm now with the man. I never said I no longer was bisexual.
But then if someone were to say it and you don't identify that as that anymore, but the evidence points to it, then...
Well, what is the evidence pointing to? The evidence is... You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a vast difference between me saying... There's a vast difference between me being like, yeah, I'm bi and I'm dating a man, or I'm with a man right now, and me being like, no, I never identified as bisexual. I was bi-curious. I tried it. It did not work for me. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a nuance there. And so I'm not saying that the two of you are necessarily wrong, but there's a certain nuance to that conversation. And I think when it comes to matters of LGBTQ community, bisexual people are the ones that get fucking shitted all over because it's like, you just want to do everything. Nobody believes you. Like, it's weird. Like, they're the ones that get flack, and it's like,
hey, look, I would just tell people this. I don't care either way. Hey, if you want to fuck whoever you see walking, if you also into other things outside of people, by all means, have fun. But I will also say that with every decision, and we all make it, this is hetero, whatever. People, if that information is brought out and people find out and they decide they don't want nothing to do with you anymore, all right, that's all you can say. You can't really be mad. Because
you can't be mad. You can't be mad about anything because people have free will to do what they want to. And people stop fucking people far less. So I'm not saying that they're not well within their rights to stop fucking you. Like he was talking about people being homophobic, whatever. I made it very clear. That's a choice. That's a preference. If I don't want to date you because you say that you're bisexual, I'm well within my rights to not date you because you're bisexual. That's a choice. If I only want to date straight men, then I'm well within my boundaries and my preferences to do that. I don't think any of that makes you phobic.
But apparently, I think Aaron had brought a subject matter on how. Actually, I did see a video over this too. It was saying that, like on the trans side, if you are unwilling to date a trans person, then you are considered transphobic, which I disagree because I was like, nah. I mean, that's not what I'm into. That's not what I want to do.
No, that's a preference. I think all of it's a preference. I don't think there's a phobia. I think it's a phobia if you are willing to do those people some type of harm or wish them some type of ill will or feel like they shouldn't have the same rights as other people. Do you see what I'm saying? I feel like that is transphobia or being a bigot, that type of stuff. I do not think you feeling like, okay, that's cool. You be whoever you want to be. You identify however you want to identify. That's dope. God bless you. We all cool. Everybody's great. I just don't want to date you.
Hey man, look.
I don't think there's a problem with that. I may not want to date a man with face tattoos. To me, that's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean that'd be yeah.
Would you date a guy that admitted that he done gave a BJ to a few Negroes back in the day?
I have dated someone that has said that.
Oh wow!
All right.
You didn't feel no type of way about that?
Come on. No. I mean, I'll be very honest with you. No, I think that. Initially, when he told me, I was kind of like, But I also look at it as, in the grand scheme of things, as you look at most of your relationships, why am I trying to compare whatever this man did in a past relationship to whatever our current state of being is, if that makes sense?
I don't know, because if I found out Alicia was smashing crackheads, I got problems.
Yeah, like your previous choices are like kind of said something about you a little bit.
They do to some extent, but I can't. But do you see what I'm saying? Like if you date a person and they tell you about who they are, you meet them, whatever, are you then going to be concerned about the ins and outs of their past relationships? Are you going to sit up and have a conversation about everything they did in their past relationship? Are you going to evaluate the things that you learn about this person, and as long as nothing is ridiculous or an outlier, you're going to be like, okay, well, that's not really any of my business. Or y'all doing background checks on people? Like, you see what I'm saying?
We got to find out why the other one failed, because you might be the problem. I need to know if I'm wasting my time.
Hey, look,
you got some issues or something that can't be dealt with by me.
But let's also keep it real, man.
And that's okay, but you're not delving into every little bit of their past relationships. Like, some of that shit's not your business.
Yeah, because I would say this also. Halle Berry and J-Lo have all been married multiple times. But deep down inside, you like, it can work. I know it can work. And
that's a valid point. But I think it is one of those things where you take it by a case basis, right? So I'm dating this person. They're saying, whatever. Okay, cool. That has no bearing on our current relationship, because people are like, well, what if they cheat on you? Okay, well, they could cheat on me with a girl. And he could have never, because I look at it as, had he never disclosed that information, what would it have changed?
See, I think of it like this, and this is where
you see what I'm saying? Like, things are deal breakers for people, and not everything is a deal breaker for everybody. Because I look at it as, you telling me this has changed, what about our current relationship?
because I think
Like, how does it impede me being in a relationship with you to know that you did something previously that has nothing to do with it?
because here's what this is all opinion here, but I think I have a theory on why a lot of men are weary about the whole bi thing. Because unfortunately, how sex is performed, one person, it depends on where you, unless y'all trade off, but if it's given one thing, you either dominating a man or got dominated by one. And I think women probably attribute that to, well, if he got dominated by another man, then what can he do for me? It's almost like I have a joke. I was like, one thing you can't do in front of your woman is lose a fight. Once you lost a fight, your relationship is over.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just slightly more progressive than most. I don't know.
But I'm just saying that's one of the things. In my opinion, I think that's why like some ladies are getting choked because it's a domineering act. Oh,
I like getting choked too, but I like getting choked just like the next person. But
I don't like being choked out, man. You ain't finna assassinate me.
Well, not you specifically. But I'm just saying, like I don't mind a little choke. But
hey man, let me find out you over there choking my homie. I'm gonna have to talk to him. But hey man, don't let him do you like that.
Maybe
hey, that whole asphyxiation thing is real, brother.
Maybe why?
Who the dude? The kung fu dude? He found was in a closet in a hotel, strung up.
Okay, well I'm not putting no belts around nobody's neck. Wow, that is a thing. Like that whole. But there's something about that kind of slow down of blood flow. I'm telling you, like it does something to that orgasm. Don't knock it till you try it. I'm not saying strap a belt around your neck. I'm just saying.
All of a sudden, my old lady find out some shit that I did, and she ain't asked me about it. Nah, we good.
Who was Nicole?
Yeah. That's like the time she had a dream about me and woke up and looked at me with the snake eye. And I was like, nigga, I was asleep. You dreamt about this, and I'm still wrong.
Oh my God, my cousin's baby mama had a dream about him cheating on her, and she woke up and slapped the shit out of him.
Thank you. You ever had that? Yeah. You got to answer questions for shit that ain't happened.
I mean, she crazy though. So
Never mind. Aren't all ladies to an extent?
No.
You my sister. I know you a little off sometimes. Just depends.
I'm perfectly sane. I don't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know. I think everybody has the tendencies to snap if you push them. So, I mean, I won't say that you're necessarily wrong or right. I think everybody has that in them. I think that.
All right, but we talking about you. We ain't talking about the broad spectrum.
I mean, I'm a very honest, open person. Like I tell people, I'm an open book. If you ask me a question, I'm going to answer the question as honestly as I can for you. I'm going to be as very upfront about things as I can be. I don't like to be lied to, so I don't lie to people. However, that is one of my biggest pet peeves. Do not lie to me. Do not mislead me. Do not try to piss down my back and tell me that it's raining. And if we get to a point where you have honestly upset me, then we have really kind of gone over the hump into the part where I'm a snap, because I'm rarely mad about anything. Passionate, worked up, but mad, angry, very rarely. So at the point that I am mad or angry, like, you might as well throw in the towel. It's best for us to cut ties and not talk, because then I really will act crazy with you, because I don't ever get mad at things.
I believe you.
I mean, honest to God, as long as you've known me, when have you honestly seen me mad about something? You could probably count the number of times on like one hand. Legitimately mad about something. Because normally I'm just like, I say my piece and I'm like, okay, whatever, it's over. Fuck it. It's not important in the grand scheme of things.
See, the young me was irritable. I got pissed at everything. I'm going to address everything. I'm going to say what I got to say.
I take too much energy about you. Can't do it.
But exactly. It's draining and exaking to be that way.
At the time, it wasn't to me. I was like, oh, I'm with it. Let's go.
Yeah, we were 20. And, we was 20, team no sleep, surviving off of vodka and whatever. Like, we were living a different life.
The smell of vodka makes me sick.
Physically sick. Jen does it every time. I was like, oh God, what kind of life was I leading?
It's actually funny. First time I ever had gin was with the wino down the block from me. And this nigga was drinking it out of, this is how hood it was. So he was drinking it out of a laundry detergent cap.
No.
Hey, a container's a container.
Hey, man, you know what? Hey, anything can be a cup, as long as it hold it. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. No, not the laundry container. He's trying to kill himself.
I guess he cleaned it out. I don't know. Either that, he
But
had a little extra going.
Can you really clean it enough though to drink out of it and not feel like you're gonna get poisoned?
I don't think so. But hey, you know what? He made it work.
Hey, he said the alcohol in it gonna kill it.
There you go.
Don't kill it. Oh my God.
Hey, you know what? When times call for it, you know what I mean? Anyway, oh man,
I'm gonna hear where I'm at.
I'm gonna get killed for that last one, but that's fine. You know what? I'm all for conversation. That's it. I don't mean no
we
harm.
welcome
That's what I tell
open
people.
dialogue. We get very passionate here, and I yell at Q and tell him how awful he is, but he knows that I love him, and that I'm not actually mad. So we welcome your open dialogue, and I promise not to yell at you.
Oh, that's fine. I'm used to women yelling at me. I got a mama, I got a wife, and so hey, I'm with it.
Hey, so V, I got a question. You say you're pretty open, and I guess I'll tell you that you've had relationships in both men and women. But
well, no, actually, because I'm not bi. So, like,
oh, okay. If you had a dude and you kind of found out that he either got pegged or enjoys pegging, how you feel about that? Like, do you still say that he's straight, or do you could say that he's bi-curious? Is he bi? Is he what? Because technically you doing it, but you got an apparatus on that's assistant.
Yes. Okay, so here's my thing. I think that
he's cheating the system is what he's doing, but go ahead.
I mean, okay. I mean, because I look at it as you can get paid and like a finger or thumb or whatever. Just feel like you can like that.
No, let's
feeling.
say like y'all getting into it, and every now and again you come out and he like face down, ass up.
Okay.
Like this is a like a common act in you guys' sexual bedroom. Like he expects this pretty often.
Yeah, stay under. Stay.
How you feel about that? Is he still the head of your household?
I mean, he can be. Okay, so he can be. I look at it. Okay, so I'm gonna say this, and that y'all can feel like I'm lying or I'm not being truthful or whatever. But here's really where I fall on that. It's a sexual act that is done in the privacy of your own bedroom with the person that you are with. So that's neither gay or straight or whatever. If that's what y'all are into and it's in your bedroom behind closed doors, then it is whatever.
Hey,
so if the person was like, I'm into pegging, it's not,
People do strange things with the person they care about.
Exactly. So I'm not, it's never happened to me. So I can't speak to you from a point of, yeah, I definitively would do X, Y, Z, or I would be totally against it. If the person came to me and was like, yeah, I like anal stimulation, or I like a little finger or tongue or whatever, and I was okay with it, then I don't see the issue. I'm not going to look at that person and be like, oh, well, whatever. Now, will I be the first to say we all have our kinks, but we all have things that we draw the line at? Absolutely. Because that's not necessarily a deal breaker for me or something that I draw the line at. Now, if you ask me to take a dump on your chest, that's where I draw the line.
Nope. I will fight my own wife over this.
That's what I'm saying. I think we all have our things, right? Like, I could ask you to do one thing and you would be like, I don't know, that's not really, okay, girl, I'm not with it, but if it makes you happy, cool. If this don't get you to this nut, I guess.
That's funny. I'm seeing V right now holding this. You want me to do what now? Okay.
I mean, but that's it. I'm sitting here with like an electric
Are you sure?
Like, so you want me to hook this up to a car battery? I guess.
That's not gonna hurt. No, baby, I got this. I've done this before.
Listen, it's not getting my clip wet, but if it works for you, whatever. We here now. I love you. Fuck it. We here. We doing it. And I'm just gonna move on from it now. But like I said, we all have our things. If you're like, hey girl, I want to do some cannibalism play. I want to dress you up like a turkey and make a giant easy bake oven in the living room. I'd be like, I'm not really
that's
okay.
super specific. How long you been thinking?
No, well, there's a lot of different kinks. There's the horseplay people that want you to dress up as a horse and they really get off to petting and brushing people. They have the latex people They have people that really are sexually aroused by balloons. They just want to have sex in the presence of balloons. You have the people that are adult babies. You have furries. You have, you have the cannibalism play where.
I ain't gonna lie, I'll do the cosplay thing. Like, for some reason, I get like a sexy Wonder Woman outfit for my old lady. I'll be with it,
You have the people that like torture. That's what I'm saying. There's just so many things on that spectrum of kink that people are into that it's hard for me to be like, well, this is the line. I think I'd have to hear it, kind of see it, and be like, okay, well, no. I think it depends on the person. Again, like you said, the cosplay, like I'd be probably fine. You want to dress up in a costume? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You want to dress me up like a turkey? You want to dress me up like a turkey and base me and bite me in the living room? Probably not so much.
Yeah, that'd be a little strange, but hey, strange is not bad.
You want to dress me up like a horse and just pet me and come on this wig, mane, tail, whatever? Weird.
I got questions. Because how'd you make it there?
Because we have a Q&A and maybe figure some things out. We're going to put a pin in it and we're going to have a conversation. So I think that's what it is. So to answer your question, Aaron, I do not know. I do not think for me at this point it is a deal breaker. I don't feel like it would make me feel any kind of way, but I think that I'm one of those people where, like I said, my sexuality or what I believe is between two people, I'm fairly open because I do kind of like BDSM. So I do have kink of my own. So I don't like to kink shame. So if that's what you're into, I'm just kind of like, okay, that's cool. It may or may not be something I'm okay with, but I am not going to knock it until I'm in the position to be like, I've had this conversation with somebody.
See, the only thing I would say is this. I would say it's not gay or anything. It's your lady. It's technically an act with your lady.
Exactly. I can't call you gay because you like pegging with a woman. Now, if you're like, I like dicks in my ass, and that's what I'm into, and I'm just here, and you're available tonight, and Jamal's not available, but you can put this on and do what I need you to do, wear this bag on your head.
Damn, you find out you the backup, ain't that
bitch? I'm saying, like that's different, right? That's different from I like my lady putting her finger in my butt. You know what I mean?
Now, the only thing I would say for my fellas who do like getting pegged, it may not be all true, but it just depends on the lady. You would never ever win another argument. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, she's.
So PSA and a word of advice to people: do not date people that take things that you enjoy or like, or that you disclose or share with them in the privacy of your relationship or within your relationship setting, and then decide to use it against you in the argument. They're assholes. They are emotionally broken, and they need to be in therapy. Well, do not date those kinds of people.
Don't ever date again.
Yeah, I was just going to
say every time an argument comes up, people going for the jugular.
Okay, and those people need therapy, and I stand by what I said because that's ugly, and that's not. I mean, how is that in any way a fair way to have an argument with somebody that you claim to love and care about? Okay, well then we can all agree that the shit's wrong. Like, no, you're fucked up for that. You absolutely are fucked up. And if you go from relationship to relationship, and that is the way you handle your conflicts, you need to be in therapy. It is not these people. It is you. You need therapy.
You know that I know that arguments aren't to be constructive; they're to win. And in order to win,
that is how you argue with your significant other, then both of you need to be in therapy. That is extremely toxic.
That's a man and woman thing, because that's what Tia be saying all the time. You rather win than to be understanding.
You goddamn right.
We in the argument at this point. It's me versus you. You saying I'm wrong. I'm gonna defend myself and attack you back.
I'll bring out a chart. This is why I'm telling you you're wrong. And these are the figures.
With facts.
This is
with facts. You're going to bring something factual, something that's on paper, something that makes sense.
So there's difference between facts and there's difference between a person's feelings. So if I say I feel or my feelings were hurt because you did X, Y, Z, then how is that an opportunity? You know what? Y'all need to really, Some of y'all really should be in therapy. I don't know what you do. Maybe you need to get a hobby. Maybe you need to get a bonsai tree. I don't really motherfucking know. But what I do know is do not come to me and have an argument with me where I say you have hurt my feelings and you take that as an opportunity to try to win something. Because I promise you, when we're done talking, I'm not coming back to talk to you again. Something is seriously wrong and warped with you to think that that is an opportunity for you to try to win somebody and emotionally manipulate them. And that is why a lot of you motherfuckers are in toxic, fucked up ass relationships, and you just jump from toxic ass relationship to toxic ass relationship, and it never get any better, and you never get any emotional intelligence because you're still doing the same asshole shit you were doing at 16. Grow the fuck up.
Well, I think it's just that we as people
need to learn to communicate better, and just because it's been working for you and people have been tolerating your bullshit doesn't make it correct.
No, I'm not going to say that, but the thing is that with people, we don't. When you're in a enraged state, you aren't thinking logically, so you're not going to think about
emotional intelligence
what the person
emotional
is saying.
Intelligence
Even
comes
then,
in.
like you could be the most emotionally intelligent person, but if you
get irrationally angry every time you argue with the person to the point to where you cannot be constructive, then that is a problem. That is a character flaw that you need to fix. You're not gonna argue. And that's me being very honest. It is people get angry. Sometimes we say things we don't mean, but if 80 to 90% of the time you argue with the person and your end goal is to be right and to never understand anything that person is saying, there is something fundamentally flawed and wrong with that.
It depends, but then again, it depends on because what happens is
that we're human, and sometimes we argue and the shit is not, and sometimes we fight dirty and say fucked up shit. But if 80 to 90% of the time you fight with people, that's how you're behaving, something's wrong with you.
Well, it also depends because a lot of times if someone says they feel, you may not agree. When you don't agree, you're not
okay. And you and I have had this conversation before because you are very bad about that because we are two logical people. And so I love you and I get that because I am also a logical person and I want people to just give me the facts of things and not give me their feelings. However, because people are human, you sometimes just have to empathize and be like, you know what? I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. You don't have to say, yeah, you were right. The thing I did was horrible and wrong. Hey, I acknowledge that I hurt your feelings, and I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings when I did this thing. There's not a right or wrong. It's hey, this person that I care about is hurt, and they're upset. It's not a time to try to win.
I ain't gonna lie, the most messed up thing I ever said was like, I'm sorry that you feel that I hurt you.
And people do that, and I am guilty of that too, but you learn through gaining emotional intelligence that is not a fair way to engage people and have them trust you with their feelings going forward. Because if that's the way that you discuss things with people going forward, the next time you hurt my feelings, I'm not going to say shit. So eventually you're just going to keep hurting my feelings and I'm just going to keep internalizing and never saying anything. And then when a motherfucker just pack their shit up and leave or don't have nothing to say to you, or they're just like, fuck it, I'm done here. And you're like, what did I do?
See.
I've been bottling up my feelings for 6.5 months because you were like, fuck you, bitch, I don't care that I hurt your feelings. Suck titties, bitch, get over it.
I would tell people this. Man, stay single, y'all. That shit is talking about mental gymnastics. Because I love my old lady.
It's not mental gymnastics to care about a person and care about their feelings and acknowledge that their feelings matter.
There's plenty of times where I've been in a situation and I was told I did something and I was like, that's not what I said and that's not what I meant.
But they feel that way.
You felt I said that and you felt that's what I meant. But I'm like, no, I know what I said and I know what I meant. Don't tell me what I telling you.
But now you got to apologize and agree
for
to her
saying
feelings
that. And that's all I was like,
wrong.
Okay, well then that's wrong as well.
It's all manipulation to me.
Everybody manipulates everyone. I've learned that everyone is manipulative. Everyone is a finesser.
Everyone can be manipulative. I will be the first to agree with you. That is human nature. We will try to get over on people if they allow it. That is just the nature of humans. However, if a person is telling you, I somehow projected something that you didn't, from what you said, I somehow projected some other whole proper feelings and meaning on that, and I do that every time you say something to me that I don't like, again, fucked up, they need to see somebody about that. You can't project your feelings on the people every time you don't like something they said about you. Mm-hmm. And if that's what the person does, you need to have a conversation with them about that bullshit. They be trying to fix that shit pronto. So I guess maybe y'all do need to stay single, or maybe y'all need to try to find motherfuckers to get their shit together. I don't goddamn know.
Ain't none of us got it together.
Because I'm too much. I don't know. I'm 33. I'm almost 34 years old. I don't have fucking time to play games with people and mental gymnastics because you can't figure out that what I said to you is what the fuck I meant. And now tomorrow I gotta wonder if you gonna be fucking standing over the bed staring at me while I sleep because you're mad because you done projected some other old bullshit on something I said. No, say what you mean what you say. I'm not gonna sit up here and fucking play with you like you're a child.
Say what you mean.
If y'all play games with children, that's fine. I'm not a PlayStation. I'm not a goddamn Atari. You're not gonna fucking play in my face. Point blank, period.
Oh man, I love it.
That's just childish. Like that's childish as fuck. Honestly, like that's honestly. That's below me.
Just going back to
well, I had one husband and now he's not my husband, so you see how we feel about that bullshit. Go play with somebody else.
But just going back to what we stated. Even just the simplest place, the workplace. Think about how all of us are childish in a certain manner. I mean, think about it. You really want to think about it.
Petty.
We are. Yes.
Petty.
You'd be surprised on how many. You have a lot of grown people physically, but we all have, a lot of us have the mindset of 20-year-olds. Because we out here just trying to, you know what I mean?
Nobody taught us.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Therapy for everyone. Therapy.
Nah, you got to acknowledge it's a problem first before you go there.
And a lot of y'all don't want to acknowledge that problem.
It is. I think, but you got to acknowledge, you got to first figure out it's a problem. You can't solve a problem that you don't acknowledge.
And everybody is able to bullshit.
And if you can't go to therapy, strip clubs and barbers are still available. Or the beautician. I mean, hell, they talk about everything else.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Like I said, people got lives full of people that are enablers and just let them do whatever. So God bless y'all. Good luck, everybody. I guess. I don't know.
Hey, man, it's cold world out here, you know.
That's pretty much it. So I guess good luck finding somebody who's not going to emotionally manipulate you and then, project all their bullshit ass feelings onto you. Good luck and God bless.
That's real, because it's going to be difficult. It's getting harder
good luck.
and harder. Yes,
do your best. Do your best. At least find somebody willing to acknowledge that they be on bullshit sometimes and y'all can work on it together. Do that. Find a motherfucker willing to admit they be wrong sometimes.
I appreciate someone who's honest and say, man, I'm fucked up.
Well, again, that's a preference. So if I want to do it your fucked up ass, I'm like, okay, that's wow. Oh my God. So glad you're getting help for that. And then I just block you,
Hey, that's fair.
Fired. You got fired.
Oh my God. So glad you fixed that.
Me and my homeboy say, when it comes to the dating game, the game is the game. That's exactly what
it kind of is. We all out here trying to get to the same place, and I think you just really have to find somebody that you can tolerate at the end of the day. You just have to love them, and just whatever flaws they have, you find the person that has the flaws that you can tolerate the best. And so if you can tolerate emotional manipulation and having to apologize for being wrong for shit that you actually weren't wrong for,
find that person you don't want to choke to death.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much it. Find somebody that you don't want to put a pillow over their face in the middle of the night for insurance money.
That's so fucked up.
But I ain't gonna lie, there still be those times.
Oh, I'm sure there's times where you like, you know what? I can just end it right here, and nobody will ever know.
Like,
nobody will ever find your motherfucking body.
I'm sure my old lady thought about that. I'm gonna wash my back, y'all. See?
I told Will I was gonna shave a plug out of his head yesterday. He made me mad, so I just told him I was gonna cut his hair and sleep.
I didn't make you mad.
That's horrible. That's what I said. He ain't make you mad. You made yourself mad, and you projected it onto him.
Actually, I didn't. Actually, what it was is that we were trying to decide on what to eat, and we just could not cook. We both were just like, I don't know, and I think we were both just frustrated and hungry. So I told him if he didn't leave me alone, I was gonna cut a chunk out of his hair.
All right, next time. Every time she always say she don't know what she want, I bring her right to McDonald's. I don't want this. Hey, you didn't know what else you wanted.
Honestly, and I'd have been like, cool, give me that Big Mac, let's go.
That's what I do. I ask you what you want. You don't know. I guess you getting what I get.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not making 2 stops.
I mean, I feel like that's fair. But I'm also one of those people that knows that, like I always tell people upon meeting them, I am indecisive about really nothing except for when it comes to food. I'm indecisive about food. I do not know what I want. Don't ask me because honestly, unless I'm just craving something, I never know. But I generally am not a picky eater. So wherever you go, I usually can find something I'll eat. So I'm not one of those people where, you pulled up here, I don't want it. I'm just like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, but I feel like, and that's what I'm saying. I tell you, that's my one thing. I'm indecisive about food. Don't ask me. I'm not ever going to know what I want. I'm not ever going to know where I want to go.
Because we tried to make a plan when she came one time. Like, oh, you want seafood? What do you want? I don't know. Just pick something.
And then when you pick something, what did I do? Showed my black ass up and did what? Ate. Okay. It's not like you said something and I said, no, I don't want that. I said, cool. You know what? See you there.
I'm glad you said it. I'm going to pick like the most obscure restaurant ever. Sell like some squid or something.
I happen to like
see if you say no.
That's fine with me. I have very eclectic parents. I've eaten at pretty much all the corners of the earth at this point. I've eaten all types of delicacies. You really are not going to do much. I have a lead stomach, so I really honestly... Listen, I'm pretty easygoing about most things. You're just not going to be able to, like, I just want food. Like, I just don't want to be hungry. That's really it. Let's find our way to the food, please. That's all I want you to do. If you want to pull up at McDonald's as punishment, a bitch love fries. Like, listen, thank you. You made my goddamn day. Congrats.
Ew. All right, Aaron. We're going to go with final thoughts on all of this, man. What you got for us? And if you got socials that you want to throw out or anything you got going, go ahead and throw it out to you.
Final thoughts is always niggas ain't shit.
Woo! A word. Woo!
I mean, it's a fact of life.
And when I say that, I use niggas as a pronoun to describe
everyone.
And pretty much everybody. It's just not limited to black men or black women or white people. It's just ignorant.
A lot of ain't shit niggas going around here.
Be wary of those. They are abundant. They run rapid. For the most part, I agree with a lot of the things. Everything for me is situational. Like, I need to know the details. Like, you can't come at me with a broad aspect of something and want me to make a good judgment. I need to know the details. I need to know exactly what happened, because sometimes one can go left or right. So,
I feel that. I'm similar, and I think that's also why sometimes they probably think we really arguing for real, but she knows my personality, so it's kind of cheating, but it's fine.
Bro, yeah, another day, another topic.
Oh yeah, but over the whole thing, I'm like, look, if that is the case, I'm like this. Look, be who you are. It don't matter. Even if you gotta accept your pronoun or accept your label or whatever it is, fuck it, do it. Say, yeah, that's me. What now? What? And if somebody don't fuck with you, all right, I ain't want to mess with you anyway. Cool. Let's go. Let's move around. And I guess that's how I always looked at it, because I'm like, hey, you can call me anything you want. I don't care. It's all about what I answer to, so it don't matter. So, and I guess that's why. My opinion. That's why I say don't take my opinion for anything. That's all it is. I'm just another nigga with an opinion. That's how I look at it. So at the end of the day, you do what you feel is right, and you do what you feel is comfortable for you. So, I mean, V, you close us out. We'll say the best for last. That's how we're gonna do
it. Okay. Boo, whore, you suck. No. Get on the stage. Final thoughts. I think I agree. I think that in as passionate and as yelling as I am about things sometimes, do not take that as me being angry about the topics at hand, because like I said, I'm very angry about anything. However, I think that is really the takeaway. Niggas as a whole, niggas, as Aaron said, just meaning encompassing pretty much everybody, ain't shit. And so when it comes to the fact that niggas ain't shit, a lot of times you just have to set the bar and the expectations very low for what people will grasp or do. So really the takeaway there is just be as kind to people as you can be as empathetic to people as you can be, and just hope that they will do the same thing. But also keep your head on the swivel just in case you have to stab somebody, because again, niggas ain't shit.
God damn.
Like, for real, like,
hey. I guess so, man.
This world is be kind to people and hope that they treat you kind in return. Prepare for the time. That's really all you do.
Hope. Just hope. I hope I don't have to kill nobody today, but I keep the burner ready anyway.
I had a killer. Don't push me.